So today I have Priya with me, and I'm so very happy to have her with me. She did an amazing chapter for the book. Very impressed with it. It's the first time that I've actually got to read something that was straight to the point. It said everything about infertility, IVF, a couple of things that I didn't know as well. And that just helped me to understand that we need to bring so much more awareness to this field and just helping other people to realize and understand what happens and what somebody else would be going through. Because it's easier to empathize if we know. But if we don't know, we can't do anything about it. We don't know what's going on or what is happening. So I don't want to give away too much of the chapter, but I'm going to introduce Priya. And I want to tell you, Priya, thank you so much for being here. First of all,
Thank you for having me, Sunny. I'm so happy to be here.
oh yes, tell us a little bit about your job or your role or what's it like being in STEM.
Okay, so I've had so many different roles in
That's
STEM. I'll
good.
talk about my current job. So my job today is that I'm a manager of a team of program and product managers. And so we are in an engineering organization within legal at Amazon. And so our job is make sure that all of our colleagues get the right technology, right, are able to automate to the degree needed and possible. We bring in the advanced technologies needed to make sure we run smoothly as an organization. So that's what I do today. But Sunny, I've had so many different jobs as a STEM professional. We'll
That's
talk more
good.
about that.
That's good. I love to see, and I know that's the thing. A lot of times, it's not limited to one job or to one
Mhm.
role. So that is amazing.
Yeah.
So now tell us a little bit about why you decided to write this chapter and share this with the world. I'm so glad that you did, but why did you decide to, give us this insight into, being in a STEM world, struggling with infertility,
Yeah.
and your entire journey. Now, oh my gosh, your chapter was so good. But I'm
Oh,
not I'm
thank you.
not getting into it because I know people want to read it and I don't want to be the spoiler alert. So
Oh, thank you. I think the number one person I have to thank for writing my chapter is actually you.
oh
Because remember we had made it's the power of the platform, right? We had made a
mm-hmm.
connection on LinkedIn and
Yes,
I'd wrote a post about maybe I should write a book at some point, right? What would
yes.
that be about? And you had said, how about you start with a chapter? So that's how it all began. But I think before that, a few months before that, Sonia, I'd started talking about my journey through infertility and so on. And it really happened over a whim. I think I was on maternity leave after my second was born, and I was about 3 or 4 months postpartum. In the middle of the night, I had this thought of, I need to talk about my story because nobody did in the years that I was going through my experience, and it was very isolating. And I didn't want it to be just like empathize for me, right? This is how hard it is to be a woman in
Yes.
STEM and have a child. That's not the narrative I was going for. I was really going for, well, what can everyone do to help, right? We always
Yes.
talks about it takes a village. Well,
Mhm.
what can that village do when someone's going through this experience, right? And how can the individual going through this help the people around them, whether it's their managers,
Mhm.
right, their colleagues, people they work with, their families? How can you explain to everybody what you're going through in a manner that makes sense to them and list the support that you need
Wow.
to make sure you can power through your career, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
not make it disruptive through your career. So that was the thought that I had. I made a small post, like I said, when I was postpartum, and it a lot it garnished. I mean, there was a lot of attention. There were a lot of people who wrote back to me. I think eventually there was a CNBC article about it, and then, as they say, you and me connected,
Yes.
and uh,
Because I like gosh, and I'm trying not to give away parts of the book, but I know in it you talked about just being able to get to work after having procedures being done or missing meetings. And that's
yeah.
something that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about it. So
No, and even that, it's the priorities. Like we talk about the prioritization
yes.
so much. We all say this is work, this is life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prioritize. Family is always important. And
Yes,
yes,
yes.
it is. But in those challenging moments, it doesn't occur to you. I think I talk about it again. We'll
Mhm.
not give away too much, but there's one story I talk about in the book where it was the first time that I miscarried, and it happened a couple of
Yes.
times for me. And I woke up, I sat in my car and I realized I think I've miscarried. And I called my boss And I said, I can't come, and I'm bawling. And I'm only thinking of a presentation I had to make that day
Yes.
to a leader. And my boss was like, no, like, do what you need to do, right? And so I think to have that empathy from a leader to remind me, like, your focus is right now on yourself. Forget about
Yes.
that meeting. We'll handle it. It was so
Oh my
helpful.
gosh. Yeah. And that's something that a lot of people don't think about. They're just like, no, I have this meeting. I need to get to this. I need to get this done. And they're just not thinking about all the other repercussions. So everything else that is happening around us. So I love that you brought that story in there. That was, oh, it really resonated. So I know we're not giving away too much of the book, but still. So tell me a little bit about what you would say to other people, like other women, men, whoever wants to get into STEM. How would you inspire them and let them know to have a STEM career? Because I know you've had amazing journeys so far.
Yeah, I think the best thing about being in STEM is the diversity of roles that you
Mhm.
can be
Yes.
in. So, for anyone interested, feel free to look up my LinkedIn profile. I've been in my previous life a product manager, program manager. I'm a chemical engineer by training, so I've been the person in operations, right, troubleshooting and doing inspections,
Yeah.
climbing into vessels. And I also have a background in research. And so I
Right.
have a PhD in engineering. So I've been in a lab running research, right? This highly confidential work that you don't talk about until it
Oh,
gets done.
yes.
And then you find that you didn't succeed. So you can't talk
Oh my
about it
gosh.
anyway. And so I've done all kinds of things. And so I think the best thing about being in STEM is that the diversity in roles, even if you chose not to be within the field that you studied in, just like I am today, right? It's been a while since I've done chemical engineering. It's been a couple of
Mm.
years. I think the resilience, right, and the tenacity, and it's a challenging field, and I think it
Mhm.
prepares you for any career that you choose to be in.
Oh, yes. And I think that's one of the main things with STEM. It kind of helps you to think through different things and apply it to anything. So that's
Yes,
very
yes,
helpful.
and solve problems, right? So you
Oh,
will solve
yes.
problems no matter where you are. Yeah.
Yeah. And we need to solve problems. We can't leave them
Oh,
there.
yes, just a bit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Priya, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know you were very busy, but thank you for taking the time out of your day just to chat with us and tell us a bit about the book. The book is going to be launched soon. You're going to get it. And you definitely need to sit down and read Priya's chapter. You're not going to read it once. You're going to be reading it a couple of times.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sana, for bringing us together. We appreciate it, all of the authors.
Oh, yes, definitely. So look out for the book, look out for Priya's chapter, and we will be seeing you all soon. Bye.